Welcome back
Oh my god.
That would hurt. I know how y'all feel.
Yeah, right?
to Correct Me If I'm Wrong. This is Dev. To my right, I got Nene.
Woo!
Yeah, I got Patrick.
Woo!
And I got Mesa
like
Lou.
Not doing that.
Oh, boo.
Don't call me Mesa Lou while maybe I think about it.
All right, Mesa. Lou.
I'm leaving.
All right, so everybody, what are some things that you used to believe? There's some silly things that you believe as a child. As one good example, as like you know how they said, do not swallow gum because what happens?
It's stuck to your
Because what? Because what happened?
He's like, what?
He's like, the pudding and the.
Because it gets stuck to your intestines.
Yeah.
Oh, what example?
Wouldn't
is
digest it.
Okay,
It gets stuck and then it just stays there. It's a big ball.
okay,
And then when you
I thought
fart,
it came out your butt.
Then you
starts
die.
bubbling.
Yeah, it came out your butt.
yeah. So you know stuff like that. What are some stuff?
Stuff like what?
Okay, so some stuff that you used to believe in, like one was whenever you swallow gum, it used to stay in your intestines and it would just never come out. What are some lies that you heard? What are some stuff that you heard as a kid that you thought was true, but now you know that's a lie? Let's start with Patrick.
That's the last person you should have started with. I was born in adults. This guy
Came out with a beard.
yeah. So this is kind of funny, right? So my parents have a dog now. Right? It's a little Chihuahua, and they had a dog prior. It was like a little wiener dog. Okay, and anyways, my parents also had a dog when I was a child, and I remember hating that dog. It was so massive. It was huge. And, like, I remember specifically, this is funny. I remember this one memory of the dog, right? We used to have the big old satellite dish outside, and he was chained up to that satellite dish, and I go outside, right, to go play or whatever, and it gets loose out of the leash, and it's just running around, of course. And I still remember that to this day, right? It's funny. Anyways, then so I'm talking one day to my mom, you know, we're just talking, and she goes, "What's funny is, you remember that dog?" And I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "It's the same size as it's a wiener dog, so it's just like this little wiener dog that's right here." And I was like, "Nah, get out of here." That was a Rottweiler.
Whole massive.
So yeah, I believe that small little dog was a bear. And looking back, I'm like, "Okay, it was a bear."
It was a cub.
So yeah, that's one of mine there.
So, hey, tell us your story about whenever y'all saw that dog and what you and Devin did outside of the apartment.
Oh yeah. Okay. Story time. Okay. So we're going to. I'd like to go eat something. And this is a while back, it's a few months ago. And we're walking out, and it's me, Devin, and Nate. Okay, we're walking, and we're going to like Devin or Nate's car, but we're by my truck at the second. I hear jiggling, right? Like the keychains kind of like, and that's a for sure sign. For someone who hates dogs, you know that's a for sure sign that there's a dog nearby. When I hear that chain, I know there's a dog close, okay? And I look up, and there's a dog running full force at us. And I'm like, a dog, right? And so I look at Devin, and Devin looks at me, and we both, I like full scale into my truck. I jump, and like, I didn't even know I could jump that high anymore.
Yeah, like flop in over
I like
the whole
jump
thing.
over it and like land inside of it, and Devin's doing like the when you put your belly on the truck and you like roll over. Right? He did it quickly though; it's still pretty good.
Yeah.
And then Nate's just standing there.
I'm like,
And so
what?
this dog is like just pacing back and forth outside the truck, like again, like. And then I guess the owner comes around the corner. He's just like looking at us like we're
And he's
weird.
just
Like
walking.
he's like, why are there two grown men in the back of the truck? And he doesn't say anything. Doesn't even call his dog. He's just like walking on by, and then the dog turns around, looks at him, and rocks by. So yeah, miniature heart attack.
He was a big dog, but I was like, what is happening? I just see him flying, and I was like, what is happening?
Yes.
Flying in. Like, I
flew-
didn't think they could move like that.
Oh, well, I could move when I saw that. I saw that dog. I got on my stomach, and then I saw the person, like he was saying, the owner came out. I was sitting up, right? It's like, hey, how you doing?
How you doing?
Nice day.
Yeah.
And then Patrick's just chill at top, like he's just ready to go. He's just ready.
I was ready. I saw my life flash before my eyes again. I was like, here's my childhood all over again. Dog just running straight at me, and I'm going to die.
It was so funny.
Yeah. So that's my scary story. Make sure I put some scary music on behind
Yeah,
that.
that's for sure.
Mason didn't appreciate that story because he's a dog lover.
But I have Logan on a leash always.
Thank you.
Thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you for being a good citizen.
I try.
But yeah.
So for me, okay, so my parents, well, I guess my parents had one story. And I don't know if this is true or not still to this day. Maybe Mason knows because, you know, he's from Fort Stockton too. So they always told me, my dad always told me that there's caverns underneath us where our house is at. And so, like, you know where the city pool is? Like no, not the city, the other one, the big one. The Comanche Springs one. He says that there's caverns all underneath that. And so, like, he would always talk about this caverns. There's caverns. One day, if there's an earthquake, we're going to fall and our house is going to cave all the way down.
So you better eat your vegetables.
So I used to dream. I used to have dreams of the house like caving in and like rolling down. And who knows? But I've actually have heard that they were having difficulties doing some kind of maintenance there because of caverns down. So I don't know if that's true, if there is caverns down there, but still to this day, I'm not too sure and I'm scared.
I want to say I've heard that, but not from my parents. I've heard it from like other kids my age at that point. When we were kids, they would say stuff like that. I've heard other people say that.
So all the parents got together and traumatized us.
They're probably all you know, I've been to that town a couple times. It's probably the same people that say they've been abducted by aliens and have been sent back.
Well, I had a dream.
I'm just kidding.
I was like, who said that?
Remember, I had a dream once, and outside of my window, I saw aliens, and it was like a big one, a medium-sized one, and a small one outside of my window like that. That was also another thing that was very scary. But me and Diana say that we saw a UFO.
Oh, I remember that. That's not a story we're going to talk about. All right.
All right.
We're moving on to that.
So we've obviously talked about the Truman Show at one point.
Right?
Right. So I saw that movie as a kid, and this is the first time I've ever admitted this to anybody.
I like it.
Yeah.
This is opening up here.
Yeah. For the longest time, longer than I'm proud to admit, I really believed there were hidden cameras everywhere in my house. I'd watch me do things, right? So like, that's why I feel like that's one of the reasons. Like you know how people learn to dance and stuff.
Right.
I always felt like super awkward, like like dancing or something in my room. Because I was like, somebody's watching. I believed that for forever that was the thing. Like I'd be in my room and be like, somebody's watching.
What if you did have like cameras set
Yeah.
up? You always felt like somebody's watching. They're all watching them.
I did. I felt that was a real thing that people would like just. I don't even know who it was. There was just random people just watching me live my life.
You're already a conspiracist.
I guess.
Like 5 years old.
Yeah.
You're like, the government's always watching me.
And I had to be like, I don't know, 10 or 11 at that point. But like, yeah, I really thought that was a thing. I was like always like super weirded out, but I was like, I'm not gonna do weird things because then like people can see me.
I always believed in that. Have you ever heard of caffeine stunts your growth?
I mean, now that you
have
say
heard
that,
that.
I think I've
I've
heard
heard
that
that.
expression, but I always just thought it was like a weird expression people made.
Well, that's what.
But I get.
Whenever I was younger, I used to drink a lot of soda. Like I used to drink it, like when I woke up, like for lunch or for dinner. Anytime I had a meal, I was drinking soda. And I used to start drinking coffee too. When I drank coffee, I got super like just excited. I used to like go on the couch and like do those little flips, like woo, like little cartwheel. And I was like,
Probably hyper.
I was hyper. And
Never
I was
seen Devin hyper in his life. So that's crazy.
Give him coffee now.
And so, and so, I used to drink coffee. And it's like, Devin, if you want to get taller, because I wanted to get like a lot taller, and it's Devin, it's gonna stunt your growth. So you need to watch it with the caffeine. So after that, I stopped drinking coffee and all that stuff. And my little cousin would drink. It's like, dude, you gotta stop, man. It's gonna stunt your growth. Like, quit it. And so I was trying to help him out. And then as soon as I got older, I thought to myself, I guess it was too late because I'm not that super duper tall. I thought I'd be taller, but I always thought that was.
caffeine's fault.
But that was one of the things that I did believe.
Anybody else believe on road trips if you turn the light on that
Is it illegal?
It was illegal.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I always thought that too. Like,
I still-
I feel like my parents told me that.
Yes,
like,
they did.
Yeah.
That turning the light on is illegal. You can get pulled over.
Yes.
Oh, I
bet
remember
it's not
that.
a thing.
That's
That's not a thing.
no.
And I remember telling my dad as an adult, I was like, "You're messed up, man." He's like, well, dang, I was trying to see. I was like, oh, you're right. That makes sense.
Why did you just tell me that?
Yeah, I
Could've
forgot
just
about
said
that.
that.
Yeah.
I'd work with my life.
Yeah. I always it's kind of funny, but I would so my older brother is 5 years older than I, and so when I was like 15, he was turning 20, and I remember always saying, "Man, you're old. Like 20-year-olds are old." And then you become 20, you're like, "Oh my god, I'm old." Yeah, but it's crazy to see. Like I specifically remember thinking 20 was old, and you become 20,
Yeah.
you're like, "Man, I don't know what I'm doing at all, so I am not old."
Yep.
So yeah, that's what I thought.
That's how I remember my mom, because my mom is, I think I don't know how old I was, but I remember asking her, and she was like 33. She's young because, she had me very young. She had me at 16. And I remember thinking, you're so old. But she really wasn't old. She was a young mom. She's a young mom. So, yeah, that was crazy. But, okay. So, I remember, I guess maybe they let me watch Wizard of Oz too young. Or I just shouldn't have been the kind of kid to watch that movie. I hate Wizard of Oz. I hate that movie. I hate anything about that movie. When I see the movie, like, that's my fear. So the reason, and I missed a whole week of school because I thought that I was going to be taken away, like some kind of tornado, like Wizard of Oz was going to happen. I missed a whole week of school because I thought that was going to happen. I wasn't going to be able to come back home. I was traumatized. And I remember them messaging my mom and telling her, like, what's going on? Like, what? I don't know. She says her stomach hurts. And I did not want to go back to school. I was scared. I was never going to see home again.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Can
Yeah.
you imagine that as a child being that terrified?
Yeah,
to
I
live
was
your life?
terrified that it made me sick. I did not want to go. I didn't want to leave my home. And even the teacher was like, is there something going on at home?
Oh. You're like, no.
No.
Have you ever seen Wizard of Oz?
Yeah, that's sad.
And I think there's a lot of common ones that I believe, like the bubblegum one, like the watermelon seeds where you'd grow a watermelon in your belly. I'd be like, oh my god!
Like I would always hear them, but I don't know if I can honestly sit here and say I believed in you.
He's
I was
like, no.
I would think I was just way ahead of my time.
I guess so, or maybe I just wasn't a bright child.
What's a funny one of mine? I think I've said this story before, but we'll go ahead and say it again. So, I love grilled cheeses. Even to today, I love grilled cheeses. Right, one of my favorite things. And we'd always go to this restaurant in Big Spring, Rockies, good old Rockies, and I would order grilled cheeses. Right, and it would be okay for a while, but as I got older, like I'd order more grilled cheese. I'd be like, grilled cheeses, right? I would need multiple grilled cheeses. So then my mom would start making the grilled cheeses before we went, wrap them in foil. Oops, I keep punching that. Sorry. She would wrap them in foil. Then when we get to the restaurant, she would put them like on the tray.
I don't remember this story.
No.
Yeah, she would put them on the tray. Like I tell her that's what I wanted. She would put it on the tray and then come out and bring everyone their food.
Dude,
but my
shout
grilled
out
cheeses,
to your mom. That
are made
is
home.
genius.
And I'd be like, these grilled cheeses are so good. They're way better than yours, Mom. Just kidding, but yeah.
That is the smartest thing. I don't even know if I would have thought of that. But I do remember as a kid being like, I want a grilled cheese. And my parents were like, no. We're not paying $4 for a grilled cheese. I can make it home.
Patrick says that now.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's so against that.
Oh, yeah, my parents were
Yeah,
totally
grilled cheeses
against that as kids.
They're expensive.
For sure. I'd be like, I want a grilled cheese. They're like, no, you don't. You can literally have anything other than a grilled cheese.
You have the steak, but not a grilled
Not
cheese.
a grilled cheese. I'm poor. Yeah.
I think a funny one was when my sister turned 18. And my mom went to my sister's 18th birthday. She's like, Jamie, there's something I got to tell you. She's like, what? You're adopted. And she was like, what? What? She's like, yeah, you're adopted. She said, no, I'm not. And she's like, nah, you're not adopted. But they told me that I was younger. I was like, oh, that's cool. She's adopted? So I just use that all. I finally figured out when I got older it wasn't real. But like I always say that all the time.
I was still confused.
Like I always say that, like, Jamie, leave me alone, you're adopted. She says, no, I'm not. So we don't look nothing like each other.
I'm glad you cleared that up. I was a little confused whether or not she was actually adopted or not.
Nah, she's not adopted.
Okay.
She's just really, really liked.
Like?
Like complected
Oh,
compared
like.
to us.
I thought.
Like Smith.